what Weber's got. Weber wants a countdown. He wants to know how many chips. He's been caught out of line, and now he's trying to figure out if he has enough odds to make the call. Weber will be getting close to 2-1 on this call, and he's going to make the call. I'm a bit surprised. If Jeff has an overpair, which he does, it's a bad call. He's got ace, king, ace, queen, all the hands you might expect the short stack to have. It's a marginal call. I'm not sure whether we're not seeing a little bit of the effects of adrenaline on Weber Kang. He has called. Jeff Spanky Cheevers is in awesome shape. Pair of tens versus 2 undercards. If you're Weber, you hate having to turn those ones face up, too, because it really shows the table just how loose and aggressive you are playing. You sort of invite the rest of the table to start taking a lot of shots at you when you show that you're willing to raise under the gun with a 5-3 offsuit. Spanky's flopped a set of tens. It'll take a miracle now. And although that's a crowd pleaser, makes 2 pair for Weber, it's an irrelevant card, and in fact, Weber's drawing dead to the river. Spanky Cheevers doubles up again. He's like a cockroach. He can't be killed. He doubles up. He keeps back in the fight. Spanky Cheevers keeps the dream alive. All in, but he's been surviving the confrontations. He's still at the feature table at the Party Poker Canadian Poker Championship.
More hot action coming up from the Party Poker Canadian Poker Championships. Don't go away.
The Party Poker Canadian Poker Championship player profile on Shannon Shore.
My name's Shannon Shore from Birmingham, Alabama. I'm 20 years old. I was a student at University of Alabama, but I think there's a lot more money to be made playing poker, and almost exclusively online because I'm still, too young to play in the States. I think I'm going to play pretty aggressive tomorrow and try to pick up a lot of chips because I direct bought in, so I'm going to have to, move up the pay ladder a lot to make it actually like meaningful money. So I'm playing to win.
Back to the action at the Party Poker Canadian Poker Championship. Jeff Spanky Cheevers doubling up again. Boy, I tell you what, hanging on to the cliff face by his fingernails. He's been surviving the confrontations. He's still alive. Weber Kang, bang, bang, back-to-back hands. He loses to 7-8. Then he gets a bunch of chips into the pot, holding a hand as weak as 5-3. He's got to be spinning. The adrenaline's burning. Have a drink of water, Weber. Cool off. Relax. Get back into the game. The button is in seat number 8 with David Winters, Spanky Cheevers, the small blind, and Weber Kang, the big blind. Folded around to David Winters on the button. Cowboys, pocket kings. Brokeback. How does he want to play him? He will put in a raise with his pocket kings, making it 1,500 to go. That's a great little bet. Looks like a steal bet. If you're sitting in Weber's seat, you think he may, in fact, be trying to steal your blinds. And Weber will call the 1,500. David Winters with the best hand and position. Flop 8-6 deuce of hearts. Interesting flop. Weber's got 2 overcards, queen of hearts. David Winters a giant hand. He's got overpair and the king of hearts. He's got the overpair and a flush draw, and he will bet 2,000. Weber will call. Weber looking to hit another heart, I guess, and hope his queen is good. Fascinating turn card, queen of diamonds. Weber now has top pair with the queen of hearts. David Winters still with overpair, king of hearts. David bets 4,000.
All in.
And Weber moves all in. That's a huge bet. Wow, that is a huge, huge bet. These two guys both have big stacks. I'm not even sure who has more. Weber, I think, is the chip leader of the tournament, but David Winters has got lots as well. He's got a tough call. He calls. He calls. Beautiful call. He's got a huge hand. Weber can only win with another queen or with one of 2 non-heart aces. It's none of those. Giant pot. New chip leader, as they say. Gigantic pot. There's 68,000 chips in that pot. You can see Weber getting up to leave. I think he's actually got the most chips, but it's a close one. They're going to have to count this down. That is a giant hand. That's a tournament-changing hand right there. David Winters with a spectacular call of Weber's all-in check raise. Magnificent call. You know, he's got to worry that it's possible that Weber's flopped a set. It's possible that Weber has a flush already. But a combination of the King of Hearts as an overcard, plus an overpair, plus the knowledge that Weber is aggressive. The previous hand, you saw the guy play 5-3 offsuit. You know he's in there mucking around with a lot of hands. You know Weber can be out of line. That's a fantastic call. We definitely have a new chip leader, and we have Weber King Kang, who has been leading the tournament, leading the leaderboard for several hours of play, is now right on the felt, if not eliminated, once they get this counted down. Wow. What a giant development. What a swing. I think Jeff Cheevers has got some stack envy. I would. You've been struggling with the small stack all day, and then you see the two big stacks go to war, and you see the lead move all the way over into that man's stack. David Winters got to be the new chip leader in the tournament room, I would think, after this monstrous pot. This is the biggest tournament that David Winters has ever played in. I asked him how he thought he would do in the Canadian Poker Championship, and he said, "Oh, I'm freaking out." Well, now, my friend, you're freaking out as the chip leader, which is calming on the nerves in a lot of ways. And Weber King Kang just decimated from the top of the leaderboard to on the felt with the turn of a card. And with, I mean, a bold play on his part. Bold play. Beautiful call from David Winters. Weber's down to about 1,500 chips. He's probably the lowest stack now in the entire tournament. Wow. All right, the game does have to continue. There are still 50 other guys trying to win this thing. The button is with Spanky Cheevers in seat 9, Weber Kang the small blind, and David Gallant in seat 2 is the big blind. Still in level 6, 200-400 with a 50-chip ante. Glenn Blankenship under the gun.
1,500 straight.
Pair of nines. He will make it 1,500 to go. David Matthew folds. Rick Long folds. Shannon Shore folds. David Winters will be a while organizing those chips still. Spanky folds his King 3. Weber mucks. And with pocket threes in the big blind, David Gallant will call. Glenn with a big edge here, position and the much superior hand. Both of them miss the flop of Ace, Jack, 4. David Gallant checks. Glenn Blankenship checks. Free turn card. Inconsequential 5.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Check from David Gallant. This time, Glenn is going to put out a bet. By the luck of it, he does.
Death hands. I'm like petrified.
With his nines. They're the best hand. You know, again, David Gallant could certainly bluff here and win the hand, but he has no real way of knowing that. He will give it some thought. Consider bluffing. He's pretty short-stacked. And he will fold. Nice little pot for Glenn Blankenship, who's been very steady player. Very, very careful player, Glenn Blankenship. Puts out his ante. Back to the action. On to the next hand. The button is Weber Kang. The small blind, David Gallant. Big blind, Glenn Blankenship. Eight players at the table as we are still missing seat number 7. Ace of spades, Jack of hearts for Shannon Shore. Too young to play in the United States. He's American, of course, but won his way here on Party Poker. And here in the Bahamas, he can play. He raises, makes it 1,300.